Hey there, I am a conscious wave and welcome to the channel. Today I want to be talking to you about costumes and essentially the roles that we find ourselves playing as we move through our lives. Now what I want to read is a journal entry from December 21st, 2024. So I think that's kind of like last week. I was at a social event and I was completely present, and it's been a very, very hectic last few weeks, months, maybe even years. Oftentimes our minds are always like, what am I gonna do at work? How's this relationship going? It's kind of like objectives, problem solving, ambitions, that kind of thing. And for this evening, I felt like completely present, so I was reflecting on it. At a social event like that, I felt empty, close to the true self. I quickly realized that this whole obsession with transcending the ego is a rather empty goal, literally, right? So this kind of starts talking about this whole goal that we have to, again, reach enlightenment, transcend the ego, like shed the whole thing. I definitely used to be on the train of hoping to achieve that for sure, like sever ties with this material world and this humanity. Once you transcend the emotion, quirks, physicality, who are you? You become no one. And there's the one who is the observer, watching without bias, preference, or personality. Yeah, so the one who is left, essentially, when you become no one, is the person that is just the eternal witness. The witness that is just the observer that perceives, but has no personality, no ability to act, no ambition, no problems at all. They're merely consciousness. And this is what happens when you transcend the ego, when you leave, again, your physical shell and essentially like leave your body or like lose your body and enter into this space where you are nobody, there's no time, and you are nowhere. So then I wrote, it's rather peaceful when you're no one, which is a facet of what we're chasing, right? But when you're merely a receiver and observer and a witness to life, then what's the point of being alive? Yesterday was another day of emotion. I hated crying and being this way, human and imperfect. And now I'm starting to see how color and messiness is what makes life beautiful. The witness knows no attachment, but attachment to people, places, goals, and dreams is the nature of living and to leave traces of what we created. The ego creates, the witness watches. So in essence, every identity of the ego and anything that has a personality is a costume. Each costume is a layer placed on top of the underlying truth, like a Russian nesting doll. Be mindful of your costumes because it can get to a point where it becomes a trap, a cage, straitjacket, weighing you down, suffocating until you lose touch of who is wearing the costume and the peace that comes with that knowledge. And so it comes with some kind of psychosis and disassociation from the costume when it no longer fits and you forget what does fit. So then it calls for a shedding process. If you don't know who to look for, what does not feel good? What would you rather feel instead? What do you need to let go of in order to feel this? Then the work comes. Transitions and moving is not an easy process, but here we are, ready to become lighter. So it all really starts with that inner alignment. With this last passage, I drew these figures of essentially like the true self. The first one was like this cosmic being that is this like shadow person, no form. And then slowly, you put on underwear, like you're this person. You're like maybe your gender or your biology or your cultural background, that kind of thing. Then you put on like another layer of stuff and it's like this is your aesthetic and what you're into. And then after that you put on this like Halloween costume with space buns and crazy wings and harnesses and a gown, whatever. So the more and more layers you add onto this true self, the more, I think, obstructed that naked self becomes. And that is totally okay. Like we can't just float around disembodied all the time. Like that is not, again, the point of being here. The point of being here is to understand, I guess, like, again, like what roles you want to play and what game you want to play in this stage that is life. So yeah, during this shedding process, like it might not be clear like what the vision is, like what you're looking for exactly. Like I was not clear what I was looking for. I just knew something was wrong and I needed to change some things. So if you don't know what to look for, the prompts really is like, if something doesn't feel right in your life, what does not feel good? Can you identify the specific things that do not feel good? Like for sure, I feel like that should be pretty clear. Part of you might be in denial that this is not good for you, but it should be pretty clear. And just listen to that voice, even if it's uncomfortable. And it's like, what would you rather feel instead? So an example is that if you're in a relationship that is like meh, or like actually pretty toxic and abusive, but somehow you've convinced yourself that, you know, this is comfortable, you're used to it, this is what is fitting for you, what would you rather feel instead? Maybe someone that lights you up, someone who makes you feel passionate, someone who is in your corner when you want to pursue the things that you love to pursue. What do you need to let go of in order to feel this? It's like you can't wish for one thing and hold on to the thing that is preventing you from getting to that thing. And then the work comes. Transitions and moving is not an easy process, but here we are ready to become lighter. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Breaking up with someone's not going to be easy. Leaving your job that is draining the life out of you is not going to be easy. Moving to another country, it could be so many different things. It's part of it. It's part of transition, and it's just a part of like living a better, more aligned life. Yeah, you can do it. You are a lot stronger than you may realize, and you won't know your ability to deal with what the journey brings until you embark on the journey. So keep doing you, keep listening to that voice. I'm here. People are also here who are journeying through the same things. So just know you're not alone, and that you're so worthy of a more aligned, more expansive way of being life. So all the love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time and energy. Keep flowing.
There's no one that is finer.